If you have a 457B retirement plan through work, then you've got something special on your hands. And in this video, I'm going to explain how the 457B retirement plan compares to a 401k, individual retirement account, or other common retirement savings options. And then we're going to talk a little bit about how to make the best use of this account type as you prepare for your retirement. Welcome, my name is Eric Amzalag. I am the owner and head financial planner at Peak Financial Planning. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. We're a fee-only fiduciary financial planning practice located in Southern California, and we help people make better money decisions and find peace with their finances. So stay tuned. We're going to be talking all about the 457B and how you can use that to its maximum effect in your retirement planning. So a 457B is a tax advantage retirement savings plan. And in many ways, it's very similar to more common things like the 401k plan or even a TSP or a 403b plan. 401k plans are much more likely to be offered at a private or for-profit company, which is why most people are more familiar with them, where TSPs are usually offered to employees of the federal government. 457Bs, in this case, and 403Bs, which are pretty similar, are usually offered to employees of either nonprofit organizations, local and municipal governments, or employees of public safety organizations, such as law enforcement or firefighters. So all these different types of retirement plans are designed with a specific goal in mind, which is to help you save for retirement. Now, I have a lot of videos on my channel about how to think about savings and why it's so difficult. And one of the unique ways that the 457B actually helps incentivize savings is because they allow for automatic paycheck deductions, which means that you can select a percent or dollar amount you want withheld out of your paycheck, and then your employer can automatically set that money aside into this special 457B account in your name. And this makes it so that you don't need to save manually on your own or pay attention to spending and saving. All you have to do is set this and forget it. So you don't need to save manually on your own or figure out how and where to set up tax advantage retirement savings accounts. Your employer just does it for you, which makes it a lot more likely that you'll actually make use of the savings tool and save. And the second way that the 457B type of plan facilitates your retirement savings is by offering really nice tax benefits that normal checking and savings accounts and even taxable brokerage accounts don't offer. So the tax benefits specifically come in two ways. If you contribute money to a traditional 457B plan, then you make those contributions before taxes. What that means is the contribution or savings amount is deducted from your paycheck before you pay taxes. And what that does is it lowers your current year's tax bill. And then in these contributions grow tax-free until retirement. So that means you don't have to pay any capital gains taxes when you buy or sell investments within the 457B account, which is not true for comparable account types like a taxable account or even a high-yield savings account or regular savings account, where you're taxed as the interest accrues. Now, there's also what's called a Roth 457B account, where your contributions go into the account after taxes have already been withheld from your paycheck. Paying taxes on Roth contributions in the current year allows you to have tax-free withdrawals when you retire. Roth feature is very common in many different employer-sponsored retirement accounts, including 401k, TSP, and you even have what's called Roth IRAs at this point. It's just sometimes I've found working with clients, many people don't realize they actually have a Roth feature in their 457 account because it functions as a kind of set it and forget it account type. And we don't often go back and look and say, hey, am I actually using the full benefit suite of benefits that come with this 457B account type? So there are a couple other features that you should understand about your 457B plan. So similar to most employer-sponsored retirement plans, the 457B does have a limit on the amount of money you can contribute each year. Specifically for 2023, the year I'm making this video, the maximum contribution is $22,500 for the employee portion of the contribution. And on top of that, 457B plans do have some kind of unique catch-up rules. So they have a standard catch-up rule that is similar to all other 401k or employer-sponsored plan types, where you can contribute an additional $7,500 per year if you're over age 50. But there are some additional kind of unique things that 457B plans have that is not available in the 401k or IRA type of retirement savings vehicle. So the first thing that you can think about that's unique here is that if you're 3 years from your target retirement date and you have a 457B, then you can actually contribute up to double the normal yearly contribution amount which as an employee would mean you could make up to almost $45,000 contribution in 2023. But the government doesn't like to make things simple, and that's partly why I'm making this video. So there are a couple details you have to pay attention to if you are in the position and have substantial ability to save and want to take advantage of this type of a savings option. So there's some math and some tracking of past year's contributions involved, and it gets a bit complicated to show this on the screen. So my advice is, if you are that person with substantial savable money, you're within 3 years of retirement, and you want to take advantage of it, then reach out to a professional fee-only fiduciary financial advisor, and they can help you discuss this option and do the calculations and figure out what are you able to contribute up to that double the annual limit option. So the 457B also has another really cool feature that is very unique to this type of plan. Now, the 457B retirement plan is not considered what's called a qualified retirement plan. This is what's considered a deferred compensation plan. Now, I won't get into the specifics of that, but here's what it means. If you have, let's say, 2 jobs, or you have self-employment income or a side hustle, you can technically have a separate employer-sponsored qualified retirement plan or even an IRA and not be affected by contribution limits or overlap rules. What that means is you could actually technically save an amount into your 457B plan and then also save into a 401k or IRA without real restriction, because the fact that this 457B plan is not a qualified plan. Now, this is very unique to the 457B, and so it shouldn't be overlooked. If you are someone who is nearing retirement and you have substantial savings or substantial savability, then you want to maybe try to figure out how to make use of this so that you can contribute to multiple places at once and get the most money into retirement buckets as possible. All right, if that wasn't enough, the 457B also has some additional bonus features. So if you have not separated from your employer and you choose not to roll the money over into an IRA, meaning you're keeping your funds held in that 457B account, then you can tap into the money without paying a 10% early withdrawal penalty. That's for people who are under 59.5. And that 10% early withdrawal penalty normally punishes early withdrawals from other account types. But for the 457B, you have some unique options to tap into this account type early if you've separated from service and you're under 59.5. Now, again, this video is not direct financial advice, so I'm not telling you whether you should leave the money in the 457 plan or roll it over to an IRA. That is a completely unique and individual custom discussion that you should be having with your fee-only fiduciary financial planner. But it's important that you know these features so that you don't make rush decisions and roll it over quickly, maybe thinking that you might not need to access these features or just not knowing about them and be upset about it later. Let's wrap this video up with a few final details. Think of it like a frequently asked question type of thing. So one additional thing that is important to note, and you probably already know this if you have a 457B, but because of the nature of the type of employment that people are offered 457B plans through, they may have a pension plan. You may have a pension plan in conjunction with your 457B. That's likely the case if you're in military, in fire, in police, local health, something like that, or even in healthcare services that still offer pension plans. That's a really unique combination that gives you a really nice source of guaranteed income at future date in retirement. And what this means is that it's possible that because you may have a pension at the time you retire, that you may be able to take on a little more risk through your asset allocation in your 457B, because it's not your only source of retirement savings. You might have that pension to rely on. Now, again, this isn't financial advice, but you can look at that mix and start to consider, and you can watch other videos I've done on the powerful impact that having a guaranteed source of income like a pension can have on your retirability. Now, a couple other things I mentioned and alluded to this earlier, but yes, there is a Roth option for 457B plans. You have to check with your employer if that is available. It might not be standard in all 457B plan documents, but if there is one, you may want to take advantage of it. You should check that out with your employer. The next question I get frequently is, if you have a 457B, are you required to take RMDs or required minimum distributions? The answer is yes. Just like all of the retirement accounts, with the exception of Roth IRAs, you will need to take RMDs shortly after hitting age 72. That goes up as the Secure Act goes into effect, so you may have RMDs at 73, 74, or 75. That's a separate topic. Another question, will I have to pay income taxes if you take distributions from your 457B plan? And yes, the answer is yes. If you have contributed to traditional 457B accounts, which is the tax-deferred portion of that account, you will pay income taxes on the entire distribution you take later on in life. If it's a Roth account and you wait until 59.5 or later, then no, you won't owe any income taxes on that distribution. This is a more complicated subject where you start to get into should you Roth contribute or should you tax deferred contribute. There's other videos I've done on that, so you can scan the YouTube channel, but that's just like a quick overall. And then if you have a Roth 457 account and you leave your employer before age 59 and a half, do not take withdrawals from that account. If you do, you're going to owe taxes on that money because Roth accounts don't get that nice perk that the traditional 457B has when you separate from your employer. And so you might owe penalties or taxes. So be very careful about the Roth portion of a 457 when you separate from service if you're under 59 and a half. And then last but not least here for the FAQs, can you perform a rollover from a 457 to other retirement accounts? And again, the answer is yes. That's a very common option. You can roll your funds from a 457 into either a traditional IRA, a Roth IRA, if you have Roth 457 contributions, or other eligible 457 plans if you move to a new employer that has a 457B. It's pretty clear that the 457B plan offers some creative financial planning opportunities. You've got the pension potentially paired with it if you have specific types of employers that offer it. You've got these extra contribution rules. You have the ability to separate from service and do some unique things with withdrawals or distributions. And you even have, in most cases, a Roth arm to that plan. So if you do have a 457B plan and you're wondering how to make the best use out of it, I highly recommend getting in touch with a fee-only fiduciary financial planner who can talk you through the features and look at other elements of your savings and retirement planning efforts so that you can figure out things like what is the required portfolio income I'll need from this plan in the future. And that will allow you to help determine what is the appropriate amount to save into that plan so that you don't oversave into an employer plan at the exclusion of present day or current life savings goals. Or on the other hand, you may want to save tons of money into that 457B because you like the benefits and you don't need access to the funds immediately. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do have comments or questions about how your 457 plan works or what other options it's paired with through your employer, please feel free to reach out to me and my team. You can also find a bunch of other helpful videos on our YouTube channel about retirement saving, retirement planning, understanding how to figure out how much portfolio income your portfolio can generate, and then timing your retirement deadline based on that. And as always, thank you for your time and attention. You can always visit our website at www.thepeakfp.com for written versions of these guides and a ton of other resources as well. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.